Hello, everyone. Can you guess what time it is? It is Wednesday and time for our wonderful crochet chat over here on the WeCrochet Facebook and YouTube channel. We are so happy to have you all here. I'm already seeing people come in. You guys were ready to go and happy to be here. We're so happy to have you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Katelyn. I am the marketing manager and editor here at WeCrochet, and I have the privilege of coming to you every Wednesday, or pretty much every Wednesday, to chat with you about great new things that we have going on in the WeCrochet brand, as well as wonderful designers in the industry. And we do have a wonderful guest today that I'm so excited to share with you guys. Our guest today is our featured designer of the month. I hope you guys have been really enjoying the featured designer portion that we've been putting together. We've enjoyed sharing all of these great designers that we have on our site and that are in the industry. They have phenomenal patterns. Here is one from our featured designer today. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Let's see, we have Chris here. Hi, Chris. Happy Wednesday. We have Veronica here. Hi, Veronica. It is great to see you. I don't know what time it is for you. Veronica's across the pond, as some people say. So I don't know. What is it, like 5 o'clock maybe for you? Something around there. We have Crystal. Hello. It is great to see you as well. So many familiar names that are coming in. It is so fun to have you guys. I do want to throw out a couple reminders before we bring in our special guest. One of those reminders being that we still have the summer yarn sale going on. We have one more week of the summer yarn sale. So the summer yarn sale ends at midnight or 11:59 p.m. Pacific time on the 25th. So if you haven't purchased yarn that you've been looking at or wanting, go ahead and grab it now. We are coming to the end of the summer yarn sale, so it is the perfect time to stock up on whatever you need. Maybe, excuse me, maybe you'll be inspired by some of the patterns that we talk about today. I mean, this one is phenomenal. I love this one so much. We'll talk about it in a minute. I wear it all the time over the winter. A little too hot right now. But hi, Gail. Great to see you. Hi, Dawn. My little boys are here again saying, hi, Mommy. Hi, guys. Glad you're watching. But so as you come in, just let us know you're here, what you're working on. I also want to remind you about some of our latest collections. We had Spring Soiree come out. So if you're still looking for some really great spring and summer projects, you can go ahead and check this collection out. It's a bunch of tank tops using a bunch of our summer minded yarns like Galileo, like Lindy Chain. We've got a whole bunch of stuff in here that you're going to love. 5 fabulous patterns from some really great designers that you can go ahead and check out and grab your summer projects. And we also recently launched our Out and About collection, which is 5 bag patterns. Most of them are using Dishy. One definitely is a Barava, which is this one. And I think that's the only one. I think all the others use Dishy, but I could be wrong. Somebody can correct me. But there's some really great patterns in here that you're going to love, that you can get either one of these as an ebook, a print book, or as individual patterns if you're just looking to grab 1 or 2 of them. We will be having these collections featured in some upcoming lives, so you'll get to see all of the patterns up close and personal. Well, we already talked about this one, but we have the set sail collection, which I don't have the book here, but that's also a new collection that you can check out that we will be talking about. Start stocking up on all of the yarns that you need for those projects. It's the perfect time to do it. Okay, so now we've kind of let everybody come in. We've said some hellos. We still see people coming in. So hello. But let me bring my guest in and let's start chatting, because we have a lot to talk about today and a lot to share with you guys. Cindy says, I'm working on a very challenging crochet diamond patterned shawl. I wonder if you're using like really thin yarns. If you are, good luck, because I'm still working on one. I forgot to bring that up with me. The sweater or the top that I was showing you about that came from our solstice collection, I am still working on it. I just got to the armhole part and started working some of the body rounds so I can try it on, see the neckline. I'll bring it next time so I can give you guys an update on what that is. Christy is asking if the pattern books are on Ravelry. Technically, yes, they're on Ravelry, but they are not there for purchase, but they will link you to the right place. You'll still be able to make You'll be able to put all your information in about the pattern if you're working on it, but we do not sell them through Ravelry. The reason being just because we use different designers, and so it makes it really hard. We'd have to sell everything as individual patterns and things like that. So no, we do not sell on Ravelry, but we are linked on Ravelry that you can search for any of those patterns over there. Otherwise, you can purchase them directly through our website, and you can get them there, whether it's the print, the ebook, or the digital downloads. So, okay, let me bring in our guest today. You guys, we have the wonderful Tanya. Let me bring her in of the Cozy Knot. Hi, Tanya.
Hello.
This is Tanya's first time joining us. We are so excited. I've been a fan of Tanya for a while, and I'm like, Tanya, you want to do some more with us? You want to be a featured designer? And I got lucky enough that she said yes. So you guys, like a big deal for me. I am so excited to have Tanya here. I love, love, love her projects. This is actually my favorite and the first one I've made of hers. This is the Homebody Cardi, which we will put in the links. It uses Muse yarn, and it is one of the projects that does the, is it not a hexagon? No, a pentagon? Is hexagon?
Hexagon?
I don't know. How many sides?
5 sides?
It's one of those shapes, right?
We obviously didn't pass like second grade math or whatever.
But then you fold it and it creates this shape in here with your granny square. Well, I guess it's not a granny square because it's not a square. It's a different shape. But anyway,
you very granny square-esque.
Yes, yes. And then you're adding a couple extra solid double crochet rounds to kind of make the rest here. I mean, come on, guys. This is just absolutely phenomenal. I know it's a little bit hard to see here, but the yarn is so great. Like Muse is wonderful. The coloring of Muse is wonderful. You're going to love it. Try it out. And we should say before we start jumping in, I know I'm still doing a lot of talking here, Tanya's patterns are 30% off right now. So we're going to put a link in that you can go to all of the patterns that Tanya has on our site. And the prices are already marked down. So you just add it to your cart. They're 30% off. So you can grab whatever projects you want, including that wall hanging that is behind Tanya. That's also on the site. So there's a lot of great options. We're going to talk about the brand new pattern that she had come out. But let me rewind and let's talk about your journey into crochet. How did you get started in crochet? How did you learn? And then how did that become designing and this wonderful designer? Tell us more.
So my earliest memory of crochet is, I think a lot of us, our grandmothers crocheted, but so I just remember her crocheting. I did not enter the crochet space until 2015, end of 2015, and really kind of started the career, I guess, in 2016. So I went through this big breakup. I had a lot of time on my hands. I wanted to pick up another hobby. Art has always been in my background ever since I was a baby. Drawing and painting was always my thing.
Okay.
And I went to college, and that's what my Bachelor of Fine Arts with a concentration in drawing and painting. And it's like realism / hyper-realism, mostly portraiture.
Okay. That's awesome.
Art has always been a thing, but I wanted a new hobby during this big breakup in my life.
Why not?
Yeah, and my sister had kind of started picking up crochet because she was curious. And so I went to her and I'm like, hey, can you teach me a couple of things? And she was just a beginner herself, but she taught me the very, very basics. The first project was a chevron double crochet stitch blanket.
Yes.
That project never got finished.
Yeah.
And it just literally took off from there. I don't know, my brain just grasped crochet very well, and it was just nonstop from there, and my skills just continued to grow and evolve, and my crochet style has kind of evolved in the same way that my drawing and painting style has, I've noticed. My drawing and painting, because it's realism, hyper-realism, is very, very detailed, and I work little half-inch squares at a time, very, very detailed. And I've noticed as my crochet evolves, I have the very same kind of mindset around that creative task as well, and the designing of it and the aesthetic of it. I'm very, very picky about the small details. I don't like gaps. I don't like, you know, so it's kind of funny how that creative style translates over and over and over, and
Right.
it can't get away from it. It is just
Right.
me, and it's just a part of how I
Yeah.
do art, I guess.
I have to say, like, I know it's probably sometimes a pain because it's, so much focus on the details and everything. I get that. But it's amazing because if you check out some of Tanya's patterns, like they look like you got them off the rack. Like they are that well designed that they could have come just off the rack. I mean, I'm thinking, I forgive me, I don't know the name, but the one sweater that you have, it's in a cream color and it's got the V-neck with like the little, not
A
V-neck,
little
but a V in the
ruffle.
front, the little ruffles. Like,
Yeah.
come on, you could totally see that coming off the rack at like Nordstrom or Macy's or
Mhm.
something like that, some big retail store. And it's just great. And you get to make it yourself, which I don't know, there's just something about
Yeah.
working the yarn in your hands and being able to make something that is just, I don't know, so great for me. That's why I love the craft so much.
Mhm.
But yeah, you've definitely started creating a lot of things. I mean, I've noticed, I mean, not that I don't want to say they were basic because they weren't, but you've definitely seen the progression with your patterns and how more detailed they've become and how they've expanded and everything else. And in the beginning, I know there were a lot of like smaller projects, and now there are like a ton more garments, which I'm loving, not complaining. And, I have to say too that your Christmas star, we have that pattern on our site too.
Yes.
That is on my list for next year.
Which
I have,
one? Because there are two now. Oh,
oh,
the one that I submitted to you guys is the with the Alpine star.
yes.
That one. Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Mhm.
So I have one Christmas tree that's all like handmade ornaments. And
Yes.
so I need a handmade star for the top of it. Like, come on.
Complete the ensemble. Yeah.
Yes. But there's so many different, great, wonderful options. And I just love them so much. So let's talk about your brand new pattern that you just released, which is a camisole done in our Galileo. I know you have it there if you want to go ahead and
Mhm.
show everybody what it is. Maybe talk to us about how the design came about to you. I remember getting the pictures of, look at what I'm working on. And I was like, oh my gosh. Again,
Yes.
from the store. Like it does not look like it's a handmade or a homemade, I don't know, whichever way you want to call it. It just looks phenomenal.
Thank you. This is actually kind of my first camisole that I've made. I have had, I guess,
Really?
maybe two tank tops, but this is really the first of its kind. I've really just gotten into short rows. I've always
Mhm.
wanted to do it before, but I was just like putting it on the back burner, um, and so I just wanted to create something summery because I don't have a lot of summer patterns.
Mhm.
So this was an opportunity to do that. And then when you invited me to do this spotlight, I saw Galileo on the list for July, and I was like, sign me up, because I wanted this yarn is really perfect for this. Like, yeah, it's a warmer yarn, but it's also very light,
Mhm.
and kind of great for things like this because it's got a lot of movement and
Yep.
drape. And on this one, you can see the short row shaping here. So there's like mirrored short row shaping on each side.
Yeah.
And
Which is,
then
okay, guys, you have to appreciate this. Most cases, short row shaping like that is in knitting because it looks a little clunky when you start to do those types of decreases and things in crochet. You have to just take a minute and appreciate all of the thought that went into this. I mean, they're perfect. They're just perfect. Like it just seamlessly goes together. Again, it's very much of a knit technique that Tanya was able to bring over here to crochet to give us that wonderful look that we kind of all crave if we're not
Mhm.
into knitting. So bravo. It is
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you. And I've been kind of going outside my box and exploring a lot of bright colors lately. So you can actually, like, if you go to my Instagram, you can definitely see the transition from like more neutrals to brights. So
Right.
I picked out this like kind of hot pink. It's called Calliope. Um, and it would look really, really great with like just blue jeans or something like that. But it would
Yep.
also look really great with something like a neutral linen wide leg pant or something with some like
Yep.
dangly earrings and gold jewelry or something. Like this is so versatile. So, and you can layer it or wear it on its own.
Yep.
So,
That's exactly how I'm thinking. I'm still picking out my colors, but I want to make that so that I can wear it like over the winter with like a nice little cardigan over top of it, or, something along those lines,
a
because
chambray button up, or
right, right.
yeah.
I love that idea.
And the back is the exact same as the front, so it's reversible. I didn't want to make something. I just wanted to keep it simple,
Yep.
so that there wasn't two different panels. So there's one panel. You make two of them, and you just seam it together at the side, which the side seam is almost invisible.
Yep. I love it.
So, and then you just seam the shoulders as well, and just little minimal seaming, which I think a lot of people tend to appreciate.
Yeah. Little
One of our
seaming,
least favorite
few
tasks.
ends to weave in. That's what we're going for.
Yes, yes.
So now, is there a ton of shaping in the pattern? Because we have the short rows, which people might not have done before, but how much shaping is also in the garment outside of those short rows up near the top?
It's just straight. So aside from shaping, under the arm and up with the short rows, it's all just straight.
Yeah, which I love because it gives you that nice flowy feel. I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, I don't want tight things or close to the skin for your summer. I want some like air movement in there.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of ease potentially. It's like 0 to 2 inches. So there's just a little bit there if you want it, depending on what size you make. But with this one as well, like if you understand customization, you could create, if you want a different armhole depth, you could stop wherever you are and follow a different size for the armhole depth if you wanted something wider or shorter. But you can also kind of experiment with that, which is kind of nice. Because and then also with this one, another consideration that I think was important was the armholes are all CYC kind of standards, how they increase, but the bust was something that was a consideration. As the size goes up, this comes up ever so slightly in comparison to your armhole, just for extra boobage coverage for the larger gals, and for those kind of more size inclusive sizes. So that was just maybe another important thing, because I know a lot of people, they're like, well, how low is it going to be for this size? Or are you going to be able to see my bra underneath? And I wanted to make it high enough where it wasn't like, I don't like it where it's in your armpit, but I don't like it where you can see like your bra strap either and stuff underneath. So I try to be mindful of all of that when creating this tank top as well. So
I love it. Christy says that is gorgeous. I couldn't agree more. It is beautiful. And Chris says that it's simple but very elegant looking. And I agree. It is so great for using in different ways, either by itself, layering with things. I mean, really, you could even like wear a long sleeve like button up shirt and then put that over top of it, and it would look awesome. Right.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to wear it. We should say that we get to have a sneak peek today of a new pattern that's going to be coming out soon, that uses similar techniques to the camisole. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that one?
Yes. So this is the cavalcade cardigan, and it's essentially the same techniques. You've got your mirrored short row shaping along the front, and then there is a little bit of shaping on the arms as well. So underneath the armpit, all the way across. And I don't know, I don't know if anybody else finds this fascinating, but when you unfold it, just like those short row, just that aesthetic is just always kind of satisfying to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so this is kind of a little bit of a longer, oversized, cozy kind of cardigan, real comfortable. It's made in the Brava bulky, so I don't use bulky yarn very often. I prefer sport fingering DK, but this is one of those few that does use a bulky for me, and I'm actually really thrilled with how this one turned out.
It's beautiful.
So, yeah, if you like bulky yarns, this is probably one of the few. And the homebody has an Aran. It's a little bit heavier as well, but Yeah, so that's that, and that will be coming out really soon.
So
So
basically, go grab your yarn for it now because it's
mhm.
on sale. You can get it at a discount, and then you'll be ready to go for when the cardigan comes out, and you won't have to wait for your yarn to come. So I think that's a great idea. So now I know you've used a bunch of WeCrochet yarns along the way. Do you have a favorite that you like to go to?
I thought you might ask me this, and I actually think I don't know for sure, but it seems like it's going out of it's being discontinued. But Andean Treasure
It's
is my
not being discontinued. It
thank
is
you.
getting a revamp of a color palette. So
Oh,
we
great.
are getting rid of some colors, and later this year we're bringing in a whole new round of colors. So it's not going away. It's just getting an update because it's one of our oldest yarns and it just needed a refresh.
Mm.
So that's coming.
That is like my favorite. It's soft. I love the natural fibers. Like it works up really smooth and beautifully. It doesn't have too much stretch to it. So it's got a little bit of stretch after you block it, but it's not like a merino where I feel like merino grows so much after
Right.
you block it. And the alpaca is just and the colors are just so beautiful. So I'm excited to see. I'm sure the colors will be fantastic because all the colors you guys have been coming out with have just been amazing for the palettes
Thank
and
you.
everything. So I'm thrilled because I was like my heart was broken. I thought it was going away.
No, so we had a bunch of yarns that were kind of like staples from the beginning, and they just didn't get love for a long time with getting
Yeah.
new colors and everything. And we're like, enough is enough. We need new colors. That's why there's been so many new colors this year of things that have been coming out. Like we even had new Wool of the Andes colors and things like that. Like our tried and true staples are getting revamps with new colors so that you guys can keep making wonderful things in the yarns you love, but in brand new colors. We tried to expand Brava this year with our tweeds and everything, just so that there's some new, fresh things out there and some new, fresh colors because I don't know, sometimes they get just a little stale. So we're bringing it up a notch.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm relieved.
Deborah is saying also about the cardigan there that it is amazing and that it's made in bulky yarn. Yum. And Margaret says that it's a lovely color for a cardigan. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, sometimes we go neutral because we're like, oh, let's just make it work for everything. I am not of that mindset. I love my color and I like to pick a color. So like when I wear this, I kind of wear a couple things with it that go. But then if I'm wearing something else and I have another cardigan that's a different color, or sometimes I make the same cardigan in a couple colors just so I can wear it with a couple different things. But
Yeah.
it's just fun to add some color with the yarn that you're choosing. And it can make a project look so different as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. And this is actually the fairy tale, I think it's called, and it's
Yeah,
it's
sounds
it's
right.
showing up fairly accurate, but it's one of those very neon purple fuchsia
Yeah.
colors. So it's a little bit more neon in real life, I would say.
I don't think that's it. Yeah. I
But
was seeing if you
neon,
had it. I don't think so.
yeah, the neon doesn't quite show up on camera, but yeah, so it's brilliant and it looks great with whites and neutrals and things like that. And if this is like your big pop of color, you'll definitely stand out. So
Yeah. I love it. I cannot wait for that one to come out. Do you have a release date for it yet, or you're not quite sure?
I don't really have a release date. I can upload it at pretty much any time. So the only thing I have to do is I just have to swap a couple of pictures in the pattern. Otherwise, it's done. So
Awesome.
very minimal.
It'll be coming soon, guys. I mean, we were
Yeah.
just talking that we are doing a little bit of back end cleaning on our site. So we haven't had any new patterns like from designers going out. But starting the first week of August, we are free to go. So they tell us. And so we're going to have a flood of new patterns coming out in August. So keep your eye out because I'm sure this is going to be one of those brand new August patterns that we have.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we love it so much. We've got new things coming that we're looking for. We've got the brand new pattern that is out there because the camisole pattern is live on the site and it's part of the 30% off sale if you want to get it. So, and you guys can like stack any of the sales that are going on with the yarn right now for the summer yarn sale and the sale on Tanya's patterns because they're both just sales. Like you don't have to use a promo code or anything. And so you can kind of get everything that you need for a really great price. Like I really think you should go take a look at the patterns that are there and everything else. You will not be disappointed, or at least I'm not disappointed. So I'm just telling you from my opinion, like I've got a list of what I want to make. Oh, I have to bring it up. I know this was not a link, so hopefully Jen, we can just link to her landing page with all the patterns. But the chroma cardigan, right? That's what it's called. Oh my gosh, it is beautiful, right? It's the chroma cardigan, or am I saying it wrong? Okay. Sometimes there's a lot of names floating out there. Sometimes I confuse myself. Guys, you need to check it out. It's this beautiful striped cardigan. The colors in the sample are wonderful, but you can mix and match and pick what you want. It's beautiful. You want to check it out.
Yeah, that one was really fun. I was kind of trying to stretch it a little bit, and I'm like, okay, what kind of fun, quirky, bold colors can I put together that you might not normally think would go well together? But once you arrange them, I don't know how much time just arranging the colors in order, the balls of yarn, and figuring out exactly how I was going to put them. Yeah, it's a lot of colors, but you could make it all in one color if you really wanted.
Sure.
You don't want to do the striping. But yeah, that one's a pretty bold piece that I think turned out pretty well.
I love it. I mean, I love the idea of the stripes. You can go and you can buy all the yarn that you need for it. You can also use scraps for it. It's a really great way. Like if you did a project and you have a bunch of leftovers, you could do it in 2 colors, 3 colors, whatever you might have to kind of help you get started in your color palette. I love it. Again, I'm already thinking of the cardigans and things like that. We're getting, you know, towards the end of summer already. I can't believe it. We're halfway through summer. But I mean, it's time to start thinking about fall and what I'm going to be wearing in the fall.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was wonderful getting to talk to you and sharing everything. Please go check out Tanya's patterns. They are phenomenal. We put a link in there somewhere, I think, to go to Tanya's website. Over on her website, you'll find, I almost said LinkedIn. That's not what I meant. Instagram, Facebook. How did I even come up with LinkedIn? I don't even know. That's not even. Anyway, you'll find all of her social locations that you can follow along. I know I love following along with her on Instagram and seeing all the things that are going on. You can stay up with the progress. And just so you know, we call her Tanya because that's her name, but her business name is The Cozy Knot. So if you're searching for her or her website, you're going to search for The Cozy Knot to be able to find her. And yeah, you're just going to fall in love because, well, I have, so I guess I think everybody else should. So just fall in love with her, okay? But yeah, and hopefully she'll keep designing with us and for us so that we can share all of her patterns. And yeah, go shop all the yarn that you need to get it. Like and subscribe on our channel so you don't miss out another Wednesday. We'll be back here next Wednesday to chat with you some more. And thank you so much, Tanya, for taking your time to join us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me. It was an honor. So
yeah. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.